Hey my friends, how's it going? We got sound this time. Hey, it's Ernie again. Hey, thanks for watching and liking my videos. If you can, please subscribe. Welcome to our Warhammer the Old World segments. Oh god, my book is over there. Hold on. Sorry about the funky reach, my friends. That's right. We're getting ready for Warhammer the Old World. I'm going to be playing Orcs and Goblins, primarily a all Night Goblin force. So my best friend Jessie and myself spent 2 hours talking on the phone, just basically talking about our games and how it's going to go. Now, I'm going to put this down. So I got my alarm set so we can't go more than an hour. Okay, my friends. So, God, pardon me, I'm getting over a cold. So, my last video, which was an hour and a half, had no sound. I deleted it. You know what? That was the universe saving yourself from an hour and a half of me just rambling for nothing, you know. So everything happens for a reason, my friends. So we're going to keep this an hour max, and I got the alarm set. But that was not wasted time, because now we got our guys mostly all assembled. Okay, so here, watch. If I keep looking over there, see, I'm looking at the monitor, my friend. So first, before we get gluing, I want to point out the size increase. Come on, my friend, stand up. There we go. Yeah, so here is our 3 stages of Night Goblins, okay? Now, these guys are the oldest ones. That's the ones where I was working on now, okay? These guys came in, God, was it 6th or 7th edition? I'm all foggy about it, my friends. But these guys will be the next ones they're working on. These guys, their options is hand weapon shields. So it came with the solid body and a weapon and a shield. It did come with one that had a head option, so you're able to glue another head on. So that's this guy right here. So I have 2 head options to choose from. So he'll be my unit champion, because he'll have a different head than everybody else in the unit. That's these guys in the middle. Okay, they came off of these sprues right here. So, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. That's these guys that sprues for being the archery. That's these guys that sprue right here. They're a little tiny. But they came with some great bits I'm going to be able to use on the bases. Because I'm not going to use the bow and arrow options, because I have enough skull pass guys. I got plenty of these. So I don't need any archer ones, but I can use the bits. Oh, it's nice. They got little arrows stuck in the ground. They got loose arrows. I'm going to be able to have a lot of fun and be able to dress these guys up. That's the nice part about bits, my friend. Now, after putting these guys together, I'm going to have 2, 4, 6, 8 extra heads and 2 extra arms. So these would be some good bits I'll be able to use later on. So, alright, so that's a different story. Alright, but you can see the size difference. Now it's the same for the netters. Now these netters will work perfect with this unit right here, because they're pretty much the same size, okay? There's no way I'll be able to use these guys. That's just a ridiculous thing. But the good thing is I can make netters with these guys right here. All right, put that him back. Now this is the musician, and he keeps falling, but he mostly rests on this little banger there, on the cymbal. Okay, pardon me while I burp there. I'm drinking some mineral water. I don't drink soda. I'm not a big soda drinker, but you know, if I do drink a carbonated drink, it's like a plain mineral water. Or the cheap flavor ones from Walmart sometimes, you know, all depends. Okay, enough of that. So that's what we got going there, okay? So I got all these guys assembled. There's 20 of them. So I got my standard bearer ready. I got my unit champion, my musician. Now, These guys come with either a bow or a spear option, okay? But I didn't want to go that route because in my previous video, you saw that I have 130 of these guys unpainted. So I just got to base them. Now, I've been thinking about my basing situations and how I'm going to work on the bases, okay? Because, my friends, these guys work on a slot base, okay? So you can see there's a slot base, and I don't want to have to shave the bottom of these off 130 guys, okay? That's a lot of work. And then also, too, I am not looking forward to try to cut slots in 130 of these bases. So what I'm thinking is, my friends, is taking these guys, taking the new bases, and then dropping them upside down where it fits in like that, okay? And then the little gaps that I would have, I would fill in with green stuff. Now, of course, I have to take a little smidgen of something on the bottom, and just so that way it fills up the airspace, and then it makes it pretty level with this. And then, and it makes them centered. Now, the only problem about this is I can't push these guys to the back and have empty space in the front if I want to put cool bits down. But see, I don't know. With the spear guys and these being a monopose, I think this is a good fix. And it'll save me a lot of time without having to base them. Then, I'll still base them, but without having to cut slots or grind down the bottom of them. And that's a lot of work, and now I can use that time in paint jobs or modeling, okay? So, but it's only going to be the spearmen and the bowmen I have to do that with, because all the other models are ones I'll be gluing on the base. And it kind of keeps them the same size. It's not really, so as long as I put something underneath here, like a piece of like a little epoxy, and then I'll make them the same height, and then I'll be able to know. So I'm thinking that's how I'm going to approach the 130 spearmen, And same for the bowmen. I'm going to do the bowmen the same way, okay? That's going to save me a lot of time and headache, okay? So if you guys are in that same situation where you're trying to, use these guys, hopefully that works for you. I've been trying to think of an idea of how we can make it where we're not spending all this time cutting slots, Because that's how it is with the old metal models. They're all slotted as well. So I would do the same thing with these guys, But these guys, it's not so bad because I'm not cutting a lot. But that's nice and tight in there, Oh, God, what's the date on the bottom of this? Well, I can't read that small. But, yep. So that's where we're at, okay, size-wise and stuff. So, now, I went through my bits. So these guys are from the Empire Militia guys, okay? And so what I'm trying to get, there it goes. So I got this cool looking club, and we got this axe, okay? I got 3 of each of those, and so what we're going to do is, God, pardon me, I'm so sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Before we get into this really quick, I've been looking around, and I'm so bad, my friends. So I got this Walmart paper bag, right? I work at Walmart, all right? So basically, I've been looking around, and I showed you guys the old giant that I have. Now I have 2 other giants. I had the plastic GW giant, and I have the really old metal giant. I've been unable to find them, and it was really worrying me. So I found this bag, and basically it's the contents of my my painting table. So I guess basically when this fell apart, I just took the contents of my painting table, dude, and I put it in a bag. I didn't even put it in the box. So everything that I was working on, all my paints, it's all in one bag, my friends. And thank God I found it and looked around, and it didn't get tossed out. Because it would have been a shame. It would have been a shame. And the stuff wasn't even packed that great, because I was working on it. Okay. So what we got here, my friends, oops. Hold on. So So what I did is this guy came with the cool base. Everything's all dusty, my friends. Hold on, let me get that back in the little hole I made for it. Whoop, there's my phone. Okay, hold on. Okay, how's this guy? I guess he got bent a little bit. There it is. So I put a pin through his foot, and then that way, what I'll do is once he's glued down, I'll glue him down, and then I'll bend this down a little bit better, and then I'll put a piece of epoxy down, let that dry, and then of course that'll give it some extra strength. That way it doesn't get knocked off. When you got these big models, and now to keep it from getting damaged, it gets transported. Now I still got the arm to glue on, and God, I hope it's in that bag. So if it's not in there, I still got the other original kit that has the other arm options. So hopefully it's not lost, my friends. Hopefully that arm is able to be found. I do have the bits left over, but man, what that means that arm's my first choice. So if I can't find that arm, I'm going to a second choice arm. I mean, I'll be unhappy, but thank goodness I actually found it still, you know. And then, so with these guys are more Warhammer Quest monsters. So, and this is just bits, and you know, this is just little pieces here and there. Not all of them, just a couple. I got this in an eBay auction. So I love playing the Warhammer Quest, my friend. Oh, you can't see it. What am I pointing at? I'm just pointing at the sky there. You can't see it. Above me, my friend, is a bunch of Warhammer Quest stuff. Okay, let's put this right here for now. Okay, and then you see here I got some Spider Riders I was working on. And I was already started to paint them. Now since these guys are bright colored, I used a white primer instead of a black. So the green's going to pop and be brighter now. Okay, what else I got in here? Oh yeah, a bunch of bases I'm not going to be able to use anymore. And then, what else we got in here, friends? Oh yeah, baggies full of paint. Now, keep your fingers crossed that I could use at least half of this, because my friends, there's a lot of paint in here. I got some washes. These will still be good. So what's this? Oh, the Reichline Flesh Shade. I'm not even sure if they make it. Look how big that is. Man, I used to spill this stuff all the time. I bet you guys did too. So, the stuff in the bag here, hopefully it'll still be usable. Keep your fingers crossed. I'm not going to do that on camera. But, the most important find, my friend, and what I was very happy to find, was the old metal giant, my friend. We're talking the old giant, okay? The old one. This bad boy, the little giant. Now compared to this guy, man, he's tiny. Look at that. He's like his little brother. But this, my friends, now I'll run this big giant with the orc and goblins, okay? And he'll run in tandem with that other giant, the old metal one that I showed you. I think that's been customized. So I think that's the old Marauder giant. Gotta hope so. If it is, it's awesome. But this is definitely the newest GW plastic one. I was playing BC when this came out. That's why I had the Greystone option. I can't remember what the other hand was. I'm so bad, it's been so long. Okay, we're going to put him over here. But if you look, this guy had horrible gaps. And you can see where I had to fix all the gaps with the green stuff. This thing's pretty heavy, okay? So this has pegs in the bottom of the feet. And then the tray has all these things on the bottom there, okay? So basically I pose them how I want, and then I poke through the holes. Now this guy also comes with a similar, the Greystone on the pole. So this was basically a nice homage to it. And then what do I have here? So stuff that goes to his belt. Yeah. This, oh yeah, look, this is like a sheep, like a little, this is supposed to be hanging off his clothes. And then, oh look, they got like a little guy. He's like all tied up on a string, so he hangs off his belt. And then, oh God, I'm not sure if I have the iconic guy they show running. I hope I have him in a box somewhere. But yeah, so no, and what's nice about this is okay, I gotta hold this so I don't break anything. This guy will break models if they follow him. But look at this, not even worse. Okay, here you go. But look, my friends, look at the size difference. So this would be a cool giant for the Night Goblins. So basically, this guy's backstory is he's like the little giant, okay? So, you know, this guy here hangs out with all his giant buddies, and they make fun of him. Like, oh, dude, you're so small. Go give me a barrel of coffee, you know, giant boy. You know, they all bully him. He goes around feeling all sad because these guys are jerks. Because, you know, giants are jerks, man. You know, they're bullies. They throw the weight around. But this little giant guy, he's feeling all bad about himself. And then he comes across these Night Goblin guys. They're like, dude, you're so big. You're an awesome giant. You should hang out with us. So now he hangs out with them. And then basically, he's all cool because he feels big. This is my little lore story from way back like in 8th edition, which I was going to break out when I first bought this guy. Now, when I bought this guy, he was already hard to find. I don't remember if I even had the box or not, my friends. I was just super ecstatic to get this guy because this is iconic. Now, if you look in the old pictures of him, there's like a little dude like running away from him. And I think I have that. I'm not sure if I have. Oh, yes, I do have that. And I used him in a bat swarm for my BC army. That's right. I do have him. He's glued to a bat swarm. Oh, yeah. I might have to pull him. Oh, yeah, I'll leave him off. I'll leave him. Because what I did was, I took the bat swarms, I cut them off the metal pole, I glued them to like a needle, and then I have them come out of the ground, so you just see the bats kind of flying around, and the bats are all around the guy like that. When I start doing my BC Legacy Army, you'll see that. Okay, my friends, hey, how long has it been? 17 minutes? Okay, now let's get some work done. Okay, so I'm a firm believer in bits, okay? Bits are awesome, and they're kind of essential, you know? And so whatever you don't use, you throw them in a little baggie, because down the road, they'll come in handy, you know? They will. Or if not, somebody might need them. Okay, so what I'm going to be using is this is from the Empire Knight set. Now, the reason why I have these bits, my friends, let me take a drink, I'm sorry. Is because these are the bits left over from when I converted my Black Knights, which I showed you guys in a previous video. So what we're going to do, my friends, is these guys have these awesome hammers. See how they all have these cool hammers? Now, on the militia guys, I pulled out, and you know the swords didn't look right. Because here's what we're going to do, my friends. So we're gonna do a little weapon swapping. So what we're gonna do is since he's holding a spear, we're gonna cut the whole top part off, and then we're gonna cut part of the bottom part off to where it's only that much left. And then we're gonna take an X-Acto knife and we're gonna drill a hole into his hand, cut these weapons and put them on there, so it looks like with the end of the pole coming out that way, now that's the weapon they're holding. Because I really want these guys to be hand weapon shield, and the same for these, because these big old guys, so what it is these guys are going to be my Night Goblin biggins, okay? So I'm not really worried about my goblins being all in 3 sizes, because that's how the orcs work, you know? So this is just like a mirror of that size society that the fungus kind, like the orcs have, you know? So, because, you know, they're all about the fungus. So these are going to be my biggins, because my general fits pretty good in this guy's size. So once he's on the right base, he'll be about the right size. And this is a wonderful metal model. There's a great video out where this gentleman paints this and does a wonderful job. I wish I would remember your name, my friend. I'd say it because I'm not afraid to give people credit. It's just I'm really bad with names, and I'd rather not say your name at all and then get it wrong. But later on, I'll post it in the credits who I was talking about, okay? I know you guys have seen this video. It's like a 3-hour video. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I watched part of it. Hopefully, but that is an amazing paint job. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say is there's a video with a great paint job already of this out. I'm still going to do a video on my paint job, but that's just how it goes. Okay, so here we are, friends. Enough blabbering. Let's get busy. So what I have right here is these guys are going to be my shields, okay? So this will be the shield arm. So what I'm going to do is we'll glue the whole body together, and then I'm going to glue the shields on after they're painted. Now, we got to see how, so this is what we're going to be working on now. So now a lot of these, if you look at the box art on the back, where it actually shows the unit, a lot of these are straight up weapons that are holding straight up, and some are at angles, okay? So that's why we had to go with these pole weapons, where it's going to look right. So these weapons, it's going to be okay, whatever angle they hold them at, they're going to look natural, okay? So let's go ahead and start clipping our bits. So we're going to need, okay, so right now, okay, how many do we got? We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we got 16 of these little guys that are going to need weapon swaps. Okay, 16. So we got 6. We got 6 of these weapons already. So we're going to need 10. We're going to need 10 hammers, okay? Where's my clippers? Now, on these sprues, I got, let me see, I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4. I got 4 weapon choices, but one of these guys is a great hammer. That's this option right here, okay? These other ones are one-handed weapons, so I'm going to try it. We're going to, now, I can make it shorter, so I can make these work, okay? So these guys are going to be carrying hammers and some clubs and some hatchets, some axes. That's what we're going to be doing, my friends. And then we'll just be cutting the weapons off the hands, because we won't be needing those. I'm not going to throw them away, because they will come in handy. Because I can always use them on zombies, or, you know, there's always a point where you can still use the part of the bit. Now these also come with these cool wolf capes. Now I'm going to put these on some Night Goblin guys. I got a bunch of Night Goblin wolf riders, so I'll take one and I'll make it into a character, and he'll get the cool. So I got 6 of those. And now that's going to work on the old, you know. So we'll see how that goes. If I don't use them on that, I can use them on some vampire counts. So that's why bits are always nice to have, my friend. I mean, and these are Empire bits. Now I still got a bunch of Empire heads and some Empire jewelry and stuff. Now I can still keep those. I can make these guys into zombies, you know. So everything is useful. Okay, so that's our first bit right there, okay? Let's go to get our second round, and we'll finish cutting the rest of those weapons off. So what's that going to give us? So hold on. That's 2, that's 4. Look, that's 5. That's 5 each of each sprue, okay? So what I can do, that's pretty nice. And unfortunately, I don't have enough to give the whole unit hammers. So what we'll do is we'll see how this is going to look, dude. That might look pretty awesome. Okay, hold on. So let's get our other 5, my friends. Now I'm still going to have now I do have some zombies. I got a couple of zombies that have these weapons. I think the one that has the great weapon, because it has it where you can hold it for 2 hands. So I think I might have a zombie walk around with the great weapon, because the zombies just had the miscellaneous weapons, and it didn't matter what they were carrying, because they was just mostly for looks. And I'm pretty sure it's still that same way. How are we doing for time, my friends? Hey, 22 minutes. Not bad. We're not going to get them all done, friends, but this is a great way to get motivated. Now, I didn't let the fact that video didn't have any sound get me demoralized. It actually made me more motivated to get more stuff done. I actually said that because after I saw the next morning that didn't have sound, I had 19 views. I deleted it. So, you know, and then basically I tried to record the whole thing again with my camera, like with my phone, but it didn't look good, my friends. And that was like about an hour long there, okay? And that was me putting these guys together and talking. But when I held it up like this, we didn't get that nice auto zoom, so you can get a look on the models there. That's the game changer, okay? So that hour video, I just deleted. I never even uploaded it. But it wasn't a waste of time because I got these guys built. So now in the future, I'll just get these guys mostly built and just get them kind of put together. So that way there's like no big like, you know, pressure on having to get them built. You know, because I got to get these guys built because me and my friends are going to start playing games pretty soon. Oh, let me show you one more thing. I know I keep saying we're going to glue stuff together, but I'm like a little kid trying to show off my little toys. This is my newest, no, actually not newest, but this is going to be pretty fun. Now, this is a Skull Pass bit where they show the Dwarf Slayer like tied up in spider webs, okay? So I took one of those, and then I had a Fanatic, my friend, that didn't have the ball. It was missing the ball. So boom, there you go. This is why bits are awesome. Now, the Night Goblins have hatred for dwarves. So this, my friend, just totally ties in with their backstory. And you know, one of the ways of showing hatred for a dwarf is to use it as a weapon against other dwarves. This is going to be fun. Okay. Now, I also got this great bit here where it shows. Where's it at? Hold on. God, I thought I left that out. The Skull Pass came with a lot of great bits, my friend. A lot of great bits. Where's the bag? It has like a little skull pile with, okay, now I can't find it. You know, that's okay. I'll show you later. God, I kind of want to show you now. When they're all gray like this, it's really hard to find things. Hold on. Did I put it away because I didn't want it to get lost? Dude, I got so many bags of bits here. Here it is. Here's the bag bit. Okay, here you go. Here's what I'm talking about. Now, the Skull Pass set came with this great little bit that has the Night Goblin emblem with some skulls there. So I'm going to take this little top part, cut it off, and replace one of these. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, for the shaman. So I'm going to be doing some bit swaps, but my friends, it comes with this really neat, let's see if you can see it, like skull pile. And I don't want to waste that somehow, so that'll probably go on the hero base because it's the right scale for them because the skulls look really huge compared to these guys. But that's just a way of bits being really nice. So I got a bunch of pieces like this. I'll be doing like swaps for these characters to bring them out, you know. And that's going to be for these monopose Night Goblins. So I'll be cutting the tops off the staffs. So I'll keep one of these guys, because, you know, I got a bunch of these, my friend. So these would be my level 1 shamans. And I got this wonderful looking metal model, which will be my level 3. Okay, let's get gluing, friends. Let's get busy. Enough talking, let's get walking. Okay, so I just need 10 of these. Okay, we said 16. So there's 4 different styles, okay? So like for example, this style right here is where these guys are holding their arm straight up in the air, okay? So I figured, now that might be a good one to do the axe swap with. Now this one's going to show like a longer handle. So what might work better is for us to put this longer hammer in here, because I can't cut much off the arm. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. So I have like 4 of this particular arm. So let's start off with those guys right now. And so I have 2. So hold on. How many of these arms do I have to choose from? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's 20 different choices. Okay, so I can actually weed some of these out. So what we're going to do is, because we only need 16. So now a lot of these arms on the rest of them are going to work better for the weapons. Because see, this one will look like he's actually in swing. And then these ones, I can actually cut the weapon off a little easier. So these are the ones we're going to be looking for. So let's go ahead and try to get those ones done first. Because that's the look we're looking for. Is the ones we can cut the arms, cut the pole off a lot easier. I know I should have had this all sorted out, my friends, but hey, real life. Okay, so that one's going to be a funky one. Okay, so we're looking for the ones where I can cut the tip of the spear off a lot easier, so that way it looks like a weapon. Hopefully, we'll have a majority of those. Like I said, we just got to do a weapon swap on 16 arms, my friend. So we should be okay. There's 2, there's 4, there's 6, there's 8, there's 10, there's 12. Great, there's 12. So we're only going to have 4 guys where the weapons are kind of high up. So let's go back to this extra sprue over here, and let's get that extra long hammer I didn't cut off, okay? Because we're going to need that. We're going to need that weapon with the longer shaft on it. These are one of the few GW products I use. This is their clippers. Now before I used to use jewelry clippers, but those guys get soft, and these plastics are hard to cut on some clippers, but these guys are pretty sturdy. I just don't cut metal with them. So these are strictly my plastic ones. I have some jewelry ones I use to cut the pins and stuff, to cut metal stuff with. Okay, so now here we go. What am I putting on? I need those. Don't put them away yet, Ern. Okay, so here we're going to go, friends. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to just focus on getting these guys done a little bit at a time, all right? I'm not going to glue their shield arm. We could do that later. Okay, so basically, now these guys we're going to want to cut short. Now, I'm thinking probably about, I don't want to cut it too short, but just short enough where you can tell that's like the weapon pole. Like right there. See, it doesn't have to be long. Just enough to show. Now, okay, we're going to do that. Now this guy, we're going to try to cut as flat as possible. So we're not having to cut too much. Okay, there we go. Now, we're going to be saving these pieces because these are not wasted. We can use them in terrain where they're coming out of like, you can take green stuff, make them look like mud, put them up like obstacles for fences. So now nothing's ever wasted, my friends. Nothing's ever wasted. Okay, what do I do with my little file? Well, okay, I'll just use my X-Acto knife. So here we go. So we got this. Now you got to be really careful with the X-Acto knives, my friends. Very careful. They're very sharp. Now, I'm very proficient with an X-Acto knife because I used to work as a I used to be a picture framer, my friends, and I used to, for like 28 years. So I used to be able to take an X-Acto knife and hand cut shapes into mat board that were like shapes of objects, like chili peppers and stuff like that. Okay, so if you see me handling an X-Acto knife in a way, it's because I've used it for like, oh God, like, over a couple decades, my friend. So, and this blade is semi-dull. It's not super sharp. This is my blade I use to scratch off, the mold lines and to do some minor cutting. Now, usually I have a pin drill for something like this. Let me move this light a little bit better. Okay, yeah. So I gotta get it started, okay. So we're looking for like the center point of his hand there. And then just basically we'll just take it and we'll just turn it, my friends. Kind of like, just make a little hole. I'm only going to show you guys one of these, okay? Just to give you an idea. And you can kind of see what I'm doing where I'm starting to make a hole in there, okay? Now, you got to be very conscious and very careful that the hole is centered in his hand, because the last thing you want to do is cut out through the side of his hand. So it's just a matter of just it's slow. It's a slow process, okay? Haste makes waste and something like this. And it only has to be enough to get the weapon in there. Watch, I'll show you. Okay, so what I should do is I gotta just flatten it just a tiny bit where it's starting to fan out for me. Now they have a thing called a pin drill, which is basically like this kind of a little handle that you can put a little drill in. You should never use a Dremel tool for anything like this, because you got to be able to feel it, my friend. If you have a Dremel tool, you can't feel it. All you feel is the motor, and it's too easy to poke through this stuff. So watch. So we're going to go ahead and use, just use the hatchet. Actually, just use this cool club. Watch. So we're going to take this guy, and we're going to cut this down as close as we can to the hand we're cutting off from. This is from the Empire Militia set. Man, I was looking on eBay, and this set's going for $225. That's what the person is trying to sell it for. That doesn't mean that's what they're getting. Okay, here we go. Just use my fingernail, kind of try to take that excess off. Where's our hand? Okay, hold on. So, okay. Now, we can't cut too much more off of this. So this is where I start my little shaving here. Okay, hold on. All right. Now let's take our little weapon here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just taper this a little bit. Now, my friends, I got this wonderful... Now this is from a company called Light, okay? That's the same as this light I have right here. This light is like natural UV light. I used to work at like I said, I worked at a frame shop, okay? So what I have, my friends, is that this is an awesome magnifying glass on a weighted base with a flexible neck, and it's very good magnification. And so this is something I like to use for when I'm doing very precise things where I cannot cut a lot off. And even if you're a younger person, it still helps to have some kind of magnifying device. Because the thing is, I don't have to cut a lot off this. I just got to taper it, my friends. So I just got to taper it where it's a sharper point, where it's going to fit in a lot easier. My friends, you're only as good as your tools, okay? You got to take care of all your supplies, Always clean your brushes, dispose of your blades safely. Almost there, friends. I'm just basically sharpening it to like a point. So I can get it in there. Okay. Almost. We're almost there, friends. Now, usually I have an emery board that I like to use to sand stuff with. Because usually the emery boards are very fine, you know, because they're for your fingernails, they're not going to be the really hard grit. They can be very fine grit. Is what you want for these models. We're getting there, friends. I just got to taper this part off just a little bit more now. Just a hair, we're almost there. Almost there. I hope you're all having a great day, okay? Or night, depending where you are in the time zones. You know, this is my first day off. My work week was very crazy. I work at Walmart. I work in asset protection. So I won't be talking about my job very often. I do buy whatever hobby supplies I can buy there. Basically, it's just, that's where I buy my X-Acto knives, okay? My paintbrushes, I don't skimp on. You know, some things you can't skimp on, like X-Acto knives, you know, you can buy the off-brand handles, and yeah, but on a paintbrush, man, you got to spend the money. It's basically a sable. There you go. You want natural hair, not synthetic. Oh, dang it. That's not good, friends. Hold on. Give me a second, because I dropped that. Now I gotta... Okay, so we're going to do this. Watch. I did this the other day with my X-Acto knife, my friends. I dropped my X-Acto knife, and I couldn't find it. Hold on. Now, luckily, it should be just right here. I got to stand up for a second. Hold on. Dang it, Ernie. I can't be losing that. There it is. How long has it been, my friends? Oh, God, 43 minutes already. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, we haven't built one thing. We haven't built one thing, my friends. No, we haven't. Not even. Okay, hold on. Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, we got to do this the correct way. This is what I'm talking about, like for an emery board. So, because what we want to do is we want to taper it this way. Because if I try doing the finer part with the X-Acto knife, I'm going to keep shaving too much off, you know. Because we already got the length how we want it. We don't want it too short. Almost there, friends. See, now we got it to fit. So this is what I do with that Dwarf Slayer, but that one took a lot longer because that was like a harder plastic than this was. This plastic seems a lot softer. All right, here we go. I'm just shaving one part of the, basically I'm shaving out this area right here with this more plastic away. Because I don't want to shave too close to this area here, because then I'll have the X-Acto knife come out the front and that part of the hand's visible. Now I'm not going to do this for all of them, I'm just going to do it to show you. basically, next time we have this video, I'll have all these guys put together. I just wanted, I don't know. I thought I was getting them. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now, we can actually glue this guy in now. This is going to look nice, friends. See, look. Let it focus. Look how natural that blends in, my friends. Look. It's all, you can't tell that's a separate model because we made sure the weapon choice matched that top and the bottom. So that little bit you can see coming off the bottom of the spear. Now, I can always rough that up with an X-Acto knife. Now I can scratch some wood grain into it. I can rough it up a little bit. But it's a troop model. It's not going to show. But the cool part about it is now I have a cool hand weapon option. I wouldn't have had it. Now these guys are going to look great. Now of course I'll have to let this dry for a while before I try to glue it on. But that's going to work really nice. And the thing about this is you know, now the hammers, I'm going to have to be a little more, you know, careful about making them even. Because, you know, if this is a little bit off wobbly this way, it's not so bad because it's supposed to be like a stick. But these guys are so small that you're not going to notice, friends. Okay, you know what? We're going to glue this guy on now because I cannot wait. Got to see how it looks. We got to get it. We're guy built, at least, you know. But you know what, my friends? This is mostly about hanging out and giving each other inspiration. That's what this is about, friends. Hold on. I should be placing it from this angle so I could see better. Now, I know there's some people that like to... Ooh, that's going to look great. Hold on. Come on, Ernie, get back on there. Oop, now it's sticking to my finger. Dang it, hold on. We got this, friends. Hold on. There you go. And there it goes. That's it right there. That looks good. Okay, there we go. That's the angle I want it. Will it set? Perfect. So now, this guy has a cool little hand weapon option he wouldn't have had before. And see, it looks pretty natural because you see that little bit of the stick at the end of his hand. We made sure the weapon type is going to matter. I had all these cool swords, my friend, but they wouldn't have matched up the hand and it wouldn't have looked natural. So luckily we had enough weapons where they have that kind of a staff handle to them where it's going to help with that effect. These guys are going to look nice. Yep. So next time you see this unit, they're going to be ready to be primed, okay? Now, I did find some primer, my friends. It's old, you know. So basically this stuff, this primer is when I was starting to play 40K. So that's not too long ago, okay? But it's still at least 5 years, my friend. So now my friend Jessie also has a can of primer from the same time. And she gave it a test and hers was working okay. Now what I'll do is I'll take some sprue pieces like this that have nothing on them, and I'll practice on that. I'm not going to take an old can and start spraying one of these models unless I know it's okay. Now I shook it and it made a good noise and it sounded pretty good. You know. So yeah. So that's what you're going to be doing. How we looking, my friends? 52 minutes. We're almost there. Okay. I'm a little rusty, my friends. It used to be where I could knock this stuff out and I would have them all glued together. And each video, as I get back into the hobby, get my feet wet, get back into the groove, my friends, I'll be gluing things faster and faster. But at least we spent a wonderful hour together. And, and hopefully I showed you guys some cool hobby tips. If you guys got any ideas, please post in the comments. I do read the comments. If I don't respond, doesn't mean I don't read it. I'll leave a little heart, okay? But it's just gonna be nice, my friend. So I got the banner ready to go. So basically, I just got to finish gluing, put them on their base, get them ready to prime. So hopefully, the next time we spend some time together, my friends, we'll be getting ready to prime these guys up, getting them painted. So I'm going to be playing some 500-point games with my best friend. Now we're having a slight problem because my best friend Jessie is going to be playing the Legacy Army of Lizardmen. And it's going to be impossible for them to bring in stuff at 500 points. Now somebody mentioned some campaigns. I thought I had some papers printed. We used to call it Lunch Hammer, Hero Hammer. Back in 8th edition, they had rules where you could play games with a 500-point force, where any hero was your champion. And so we got to figure out something for me and my friend to play. So, because you want to learn in smaller segments, because there's been a lot of changes. I haven't played Warhammer since 2014, my friends. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since I moved these cool guys on the battlefield and rolled dice. So maybe it's a good thing it's been so long. So now I can learn the rules kind of like new, without bringing all the old rules from 5th, 6th. No, from 6th, 7th, or 8th. I never played 5th edition. I just bought some of the models. I played in 6th. I played Vampire Counts. It was basically 7th and 8th edition where I ran 2 armies, Greenskins and BC. Basically 7th edition, it was my peak years for Vampire Counts. But 8th edition, my friend, was strictly Night Goblins and Orcs and Goblins. But mostly just Night Goblins and Orcs. I had like an Orc force but man, I love my Night Goblins just because they have so much character and so much goofy rules. Now I'm gonna have a little leg up because my army doesn't have animosity anymore. Now I have impetuous. Okay, where basically I have to roll to keep from charging. But my friends, the Night Goblins do not have that rule. Okay, the Night Goblins don't have impetuous, so I can follow my battle line without having to roll and see if I'm gonna break my line and charge. Now, I do have one unit that's going to have impetuous, and that's going to be the cave squigs, which makes sense. They're like wild little animals bouncing around. Now, I still got to deal with that because I don't have enough models to make a legal unit. That's one of my core choices. I do have, basically I have I have like 4 herders, and I think I have like 6 squigs. You're supposed to have 2 herders per 5 squigs. So I need more squigs. I can fix that problem. That won't be hard. Hey, to wrap this up, I want to thank you for spending this time together. This is going to be fun, my friends. It's going to be fun. If there's a jump, it's because I cut out a part about me rambling. I tend to ramble, my friends. I got to keep these short. I'm an old man. I ramble. Okay. It was nice to spend time together. I'll get faster at gluing these guys together. Hopefully I showed you some new little hobby tips. You guys know how to do this. You know. But hopefully I inspired you. I hope I inspired you, fellow Night Goblin players. Hey, Night Goblin players, we can do it. We can have a full-size army without those big old orcs bullying us around. And it's possible, okay? Now, you're going to be running at Leadership 6, my friend, but it's all right, because, you know, a lot of the heroes have Rallying Call, we have Warband, we have Horde, Night Goblin players, we have rules to boost up our leadership and to get an extra rank bonus and stuff. So, a Night Goblin army is doable, my friends. You just got to have a Night Goblin character per unit to unlock it. And I'm going to be a big Night Goblin player, my friends. I love the Night Goblins, okay? And I love BC, and I'll be doing those eventually. But we're starting off the old world with an awesome army, and that's Night Goblins. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, my friends. Hey, I got to go. It's almost that time. Thank you for liking and watching. Thank you for subscribing. My friends, when I made this first Warhammer video, I was just showing off stuff I had in my closet. You know, I primarily stream video games. I had no idea, my friends, that people in 14 countries around the world, mostly Europe, would be watching my videos about the Warhammer. So I'm all inspired to do Warhammer. I'm not going to become a Warhammer channel. I'm going to become a guy who plays Warhammer in video games. I'm going to be me. So I want you guys to share my adventure, to share my journey. Eventually, we're going to go from putting together to painting to actual game videos, okay? So, my friend introduced me, actually I went down to the video store to introduce I went down to the game store to introduce myself. And the guy said, oh yeah, you're the guy with the YouTube channel. You know, your friend told me about you. Of course, he said the name. I'm not going to say no names. I shouldn't say no names unless I get permission. Okay, but yeah, so the guy already knows I have a YouTube channel. So I'm going to be asking if we can make video content in his game store. Primarily games, okay? That's down the road, my friends, because these guys are not even ready. They're not even table ready yet, you know? So babe, what I'm hoping for is a 3-color paint job right away. So basically, 3-color paint job, which is going to be for this guy, is going to be the black robes, the green, and the weapons, okay? So 4-color paint job to start, just to get them table ready, and then down the road I can come back and I can keep adding details. But like I said, you want to put all your work into your characters, because the troops are in the big blocks, and the characters in your command line, my friend. That's what you put your effort into, is that front row, because that's what your opponent sees. Now, I haven't played the old world yet, but I know enough from playing Warhammer Fantasy. That's where your eye is, you know. And then the same thing too, when I position this dwarf, I'm going to position the dwarf for the dwarf player, because there's one. That's why I'm making this. I'm going to be making some other dwarf stuff in this Night Goblin, because they have hatred against dwarves. So I'll be having some dwarf bits. I got this cool shovel where I'm going to have one of the wizards holding it with some orc stuff hanging off it. We'll see. I don't want to push the boundaries too much and get my dwarf friends mad. It's just enough to goad them in good taste, like a little trash talk in the sports rivalry. My friends, I'm so happy this game came back, because I didn't know what to do with it. Originally, I was, yeah, I'll keep this stuff and play D&D with it. Play Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar didn't take off in my little area where I live at, you know. So thank God Fantasy came back. GW, please don't blow us up again. You know, we can't take the heartbreak again if you blow us up. Anyway, there's so many things you could have done except for blowing up the world. You know, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a guy. Okay, friends, I gotta go. It's that time. I gotta stream in an hour for my Animal Crossing videos. Because in Animal Crossing I'm Mayor Ernie, and I love that game. I love this game. I just love the fact that I have time for games. I'm blessed. Okay, my friends, I gotta go because I'm rambling, and now I gotta edit this because I just kept on talking too long. Okay, bye, friends. Bye for now.